Honest students, welcome to the assignment discussion session for probability and statistics for data analysis. Over the course of 2 weeks, we've been looking at probability and statistics for data analysis. We've done linear outcome 1, linear outcome 2, linear outcome 3, and then linear outcome 4. And then this is the last session, which is the assignment discussion session. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, just for recap, we need to remind ourselves what the unit aim is. So what is the unit aim? Give me a sec. Yeah. So the unit aim is the goal of this unit is to provide an overview of fundamental concepts in probability and statistics from first principles. And then this unit will introduce the core probability and statistical methods used in data science and the range of data analytic process and techniques. So yeah, with assignment presentation, like, so you might be thinking that how do you do your assignment and everything. So this particular slides tell you about it. So you have to document structure and format. So it is a good practice to put your name and the unit number and the name. So you put your name and the unit number and the name of the unit as part of your structure and formatting, and then start with a bit of introduction to the unit or module, which is 30 to 50 introduction, and then you have table of contents to be drawn. Write out the essay for task 2, don't mention it for task 1. So the font size is 12 line spacing, and then 1.5 page number to be inserted. And then the conclusion is 20 to 30 words. Don't forget to reference and then bibliography. So yeah, so we have an assignment declaration, so which can be found here. I'm not sure if it is there, but yeah, I'll find it somewhere. Give me a sec. Yeah, so we have assignment declaration. So this is it right here. So yeah. So you fill it, yeah, and then you click submit once you are done filling in. So in continuation, these are the useful tips. Read the task carefully, focus on details, and then command verbs broadly, just as guidance. I suggest that for action on command verbs, you can cover the task by writing them. Explain, define, describe 70 to 100 words. Assess, examine, clarify, analyze, that's 100 to 125 words. Compare, contrast, critically evaluate, 150 to 200 words. And then the referencing needs to be in Harvard referencing, which is author, date, style referencing. Referencing needs to be Harvard, that is author, date, style. For example, Slack, Johnston, Brandon Jones, 2011 in text. In the reference towards the end, it will come as shown. Word limits pass 35 to 4,000 words. So for pass grade, it is 3,500 to 4,000 words, and then merit 4,500 to 5,000 words, and then distinction is 5,000 to 5.5 words, and then the word limit is 35 plus or minus 10%. So that means that you can go higher than 10% of 35, or you can go lower than the 10% of 35. So give proper headings and subheadings. Make your document look presentable and professional. Plagiarism or tolerance. Similarity must be below 20%. So yeah, for Harvard references style, we have a video from the school for you to watch so that you can learn. how to do it. This will be watched at the end of the session. So the assessment and feedback process, the submission of assignments is to an email, which is learnerwork@ukversity.co.uk email. When submitting the assignment, you must mention the grade you are also trying to achieve. So feedback is provided accordingly. Once you send it, you get an auto acknowledgement and the assignment is marked by the tutor who has taught the unit. You will get feedback and assessment grade on decision within 2 weeks. If you have any queries on the unit topic, then you can email learnerwork@ukversity and the reply is provided within 2 hours by the respective tutor. In some cases, resubmission of assignment may be required. We request learners to highlight the work added to be highlighted in yellow. This makes it easier for the assessors to identify the changes and the amendment done to the existing work. This is the comment provided as feedback. So now to talk about like what we've looked about like over the course of the 2 weeks. We looked at the learning outcome 1, which is develop understanding of distribution theory. So in the assignment, you have to explain what probability is. So you have to explain what probability distribution is with example, and then explain various types of probability distribution with examples, and then lastly, discuss probability distribution fitting with examples. So right here, you have the explain probability distribution with example, explain various types of probability distribution with example, discuss probability distribution fitting with example. So that's for learning outcome 1. And then the learning outcome 2, which is develop understanding of classical inference. The first assignment is assess how inferential statistical analysis is different from descriptive statistics. We looked at this in learning outcome 2. And then secondly, distinguish between 3 levels of modeling assumptions. And lastly, discuss frequentist inference with examples. So that's for learning outcome 2. And then the learning outcome 3, we have develop understanding of Bayesian statistics. So right here, the first assignment is explain Bayes theorem and its used in statistics. Evaluate Bayesian experimental design with appropriate example. Discuss Markov chain Monte Carlo MCMC methods and MCMC simulations with examples. So all this we covered in the learning outcome 3. And then lastly, the learning outcome 4, which we did last week, Sunday, is develop understanding of linear modeling. These assignments, you have to discuss simple and multiple linear regression models with examples, discuss various linear least squares methods with example, and critically evaluate how linear regression models are used in AI or machine learning. So all this learning outcome 1 to 4 was discussed last week. So this is learning outcome 1 that we did last week, 2 weeks ago. So we have all this there. So yeah, you can rewatch the video to better understand what you are meant to do in the assignment. The same thing goes for learning outcome 2, which is this, and then learning outcome 3 and so on. So yeah, further talks, this assignment is a report, and the word count is 35. So with learning outcome 1 to 4, you have to make it in a form of a report, and then the word count is 35. So if you should go to UK Versity website, it's not available. I'm not sure where AP is available. Yeah, but yeah, so it needs to be in the form of a report, like we said. So it needs to like have introduction and then conclusion, among other things. So yeah, for you to like do the assignments, refer to the e-books and journals on the module for this unit. Assignment submission is after 2 weeks of the completion of the units and the delivery. If using UK Varsity slides, then referencing will be as below. So if you'll be using one of the slides that I used in teaching you, you have to put it like this. So my bad. So you have to put learning outcome 2 2021, business environment 2021. So if you want to reference learning outcome 2, you have to do that there. So learning outcome 2, blah 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 blah, like you can see here. And then if it is bibliography, you have to put the name of the book there, which is business development, learning outcome 1 slide, and then number 2 to 10 UK Varsity. So yeah, so learning outcome 2, and then the title is develop understanding of classical inference, and then you can say slide 4 to 6, up to you. And then the submission of assignments to be done on learner work at ukvarsity.co.uk. And lastly, if you have any queries, please email Raman at ukvarsity.co.uk. So yeah, so this brings an end to our session on probability and statistics for data analysis. So the assignment, don't forget, the assignment is on learning outcome 1, which is develop understanding of distribution theory, and then learning outcome 2, which is develop understanding of classical inference. Learning outcome 3, which is develop understanding of Bayesian statistics. And then lastly, learning outcome 4, which is develop understanding of linear modeling. So we have 4 learning outcomes for you to work on. So yeah, just to end this session, let's watch the video on how to reference.
Studying is not a straight path. It's more like a winding maze to finish university. To see you through, you'll need to study other people's ideas, words, and websites, so you can form your own ideas. If you don't credit your source or present the ideas or words from another as your own, either intentionally or unintentionally, you may be guilty of plagiarism. Referencing helps you avoid plagiarism and is the only path to take to help you exit the maze and truly succeed in your studies. In this video, we'll show you how to properly reference using the Harvard referencing method. This will include the difference between a direct quote and paraphrasing, how to complete an in-text citation for a quote or paraphrase, and how to write your end-of-text reference list. Referencing is a standardized set of rules that you'll use to give credit to your sources. All units, except education and psychology, use the Harvard referencing method. Let's take a look at how to reference using this method. When referencing, begin with in-text citations. These citations allow your readers to link your key points to where your information was sourced. All sources cited, with the exception of personal communication and references to classical works, need to include an alphabetical reference list with the full bibliographical details of all sources at the end of your document. If you use the exact words from the source, you're using a direct quote. Only 10% of your overall word count can be in direct quotes, which is why it's so important to learn how to paraphrase. Paraphrasing expresses the same meaning of the quote, but in your own words. Regardless of whether you're using a direct quote or paraphrasing, you must use an in-text citation. Let's take a look at how to do that. When referencing a direct quote, enclose the quote with double quotation marks. When using the Harvard referencing method, the in-text citation should be written immediately after the quote, before the end punctuation mark. You cite a quote using the Harvard referencing method this way. Take note of the punctuation, as this is important. When referencing a paraphrase, you can either begin your sentence with the in-text citation or end with it. Regardless of how you use your in-text citation, you still need to follow the same rules as set out by the Harvard referencing method. For a book reference, you must include the following information: the author or editor, year of publication, book title, its edition, volume number, place of publication, and publisher. There's lots of help available to see you through the study maze.
That scrambled brain feeling, overwhelmed trying to wrangle your insane schedule of.
So this brings an end again to our session. So as I said, refer to the ebooks and journals on the module to this unit. Assignment submission is after 2 weeks of the completion of the unit and the delivery. If using UK Versity slides, the referencing will be as shown below, which is Business Environment 2021, Learning Outcome 2, 2021, and then Bibliography, Business Environment, Learning Outcome 1, slide number 2 to 10, UK Versity, and then submission of assignment to be done on learner work at ukvarsity.co.uk. Also, lastly, any queries, please email rahman@ukvarsity.co.uk. So thank you very much for attending this session. Goodbye for now.